Hey everybody, Dr. Chad here. I'm going to read you something I wrote last year. This is part one of an ongoing series that I wrote where, in the midst of the craziness of the world in 2020, when the focus was going everywhere in the media but to how to maximize human potential, it was all about running and hiding and being afraid. I had to really go inward because that was starting to get to me. It was starting to weigh on me, just the sheer, not the fear stuff, but just the mere fact that the fear stuff was just like an elephant to ant in the ratio compared to the teaching of being hopeful and the message to hang in there and what you could do to empower yourself. It was just amazing to me. So I wrote this. I want to read it to you. What is the doctor inside each of us? This is part one. It is common for holistic health practitioners to use phrases like, every person carries his or own doctor inside, and we are our best when we give the doctor inside a chance to work. What does that really mean, though? What is the doctor inside? To preface the answer to those questions is what makes the holistic paradigm distinct from the traditional medical model. Anything non-medical is described in American society as alternative to or complementary of medicine. But in reality, the truly holistic practices are separate from and distinct to medicine, as clearly defined in their separate roles as an electrician and a firefighter. Each paradigm has its own philosophy and methodology. Holistic means the comprehension of the parts of something as intimately interconnected and explicable only by reference to the whole. When taught about anatomy, structure, physiology, function, neurology, communication, psychology, thoughts, and so on and so forth, as separate entities with just vague reference to how interrelated they all are, it leaves out important contextualization, causing misunderstandings about health, what it is, and how to achieve it. The next step in the healthcare revolution, if you will, is a better big picture understanding of how perfectly the human body exemplifies the phrase, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, also known as synergy. So regarding the doctor inside, the meaning of the phrase is rooted in acknowledgement based on the logic derived from indisputable facts that there is an intelligence that exists in everything, in all matter. This intelligence is different than the kind talked about in educational settings. Instead, this intelligence is an expression of the infinite, as in the infinite number of coordinated functions that just took place inside each reader's body over the last split second. Or the wonders of the world, those amazing things that just happen, like a dogwood tree that blooms for one glorious week each year. Or the way that a developing baby has a beating heart less than a month after conception, and the processes that make each of those things possible. Education allows us to know that fertile soil, along with balanced access to water and sunlight, makes it probable for a dogwood to grow and bloom, but what makes it grow? And what makes a fetal heartbeat possible in 3 weeks is an inherent intelligence that manages the process. The purpose of the intelligence in question is to organize, like the arrangement of Earth among the other planets and the volatile concoction of components making up an atom that would explode if not meticulously organized. As a form of infinite wisdom, if you will, this intelligence renders what humans know a speck of dust in an otherwise pristinely clean ballroom. Science has given us a great deal of advantages, but it has also skewed the perceptions of many away from confidence and trust in something greater than science alone can offer. There's a rational desire to be able to prove as much as we can, to unlock the vault to be discovered if we could just further tap into the source of that synergy, that interconnectivity among the various parts of the body, for instance. When that desire manifests a battle between science and God, though, it is grounds for taking a step back to reevaluate. Truly, it is just another reason why all or nothing culture needs to move aside and make way for the currently elusive middle ground, the place where human evolution will continue. Why not science and God? There's a certain safety in focusing only on the things that can be controlled. But to understand the doctor inside and thus to better comprehend health conceptually, there must be recognition that there is much beyond our conscious control and that some guiding intelligence governs the rest. When eating food, for instance, our control ends at chewing and swallowing. There's no conscious requirement for digestion of the food. So what controls digestion? What prevents the bite slightly too big from getting lodged in the tubes of the small intestine? What maintains the steady rhythm of contracting and relaxing used to push food through the system? What makes the enzymes break down the food and disperse nutrients to the rest of the body? The answer is intelligence, which many call God, maintaining harmony so that the internal chaos does not ensue. Holistic professions like upper cervical chiropractic posit that a primary way to give the doctor inside a chance to work is to correct head and neck misalignment, which balances the body and allows the proper flow of communication from the brain to the affected areas, immediately relaxing muscles, increasing blood and oxygen circulation, and stimulating the self-healing process to continue optimally. The power of the body, the power that made the body, can heal the body if interference to its function is removed. Synergy, harmony is synonymous here, can be seen everywhere. Any diehard sports fan knows about the whole being greater than the sum of its parts. It is clear and obvious when watching elite teams that a highly coordinated effort among coaches and players, and not a series of random occurrences from exceptional individuals, is what leads to victory. The same could be said of a superlative symphony orchestra and the beautiful music that it produces. It is organization at its conscious finest. The doctor inside is organization at God's finest. There's a couple of references in there. Albert Schweitzer is the paraphrased quote at the beginning. The Triune of Life by Dr. Reggie Gold was really the inspiration for this article and series I wrote. And Dr. Daniel O. Clark was quoted in the talk about head and neck misalignment and correcting it. But these are just some things I wanted you to think about because these are important concepts. I think we've got to tap back into that as a part of our ongoing quest to find a new normal. In this case, let's make that new normal better than the old one. Have a good day.